Hey guys, we just finished up our flea market adventure with Chris. If you guys haven't checked out that video, I'll go ahead and link it in the description. But we worked up quite an appetite. So we went ahead and we stopped at this restaurant and to check out some Peruvian food. So let's see what we ordered.
So Chris brought us to a traditional Peruvian restaurant, which I am very excited to try out. So why don't you tell us a little bit about it? What is it called?
It's called Intaraimi, which truthfully I know is a festival in Peru, but I'm not super familiar with the word because it's Quechua.
I believe the lady told us that it was like Festival of the Sun?
Yeah.
Or something like that?
You worship the sun god, something like that.
Perfect.
But it's Quechua, which is the original Peruvian language.
Okay, so the original dialect.
Yes.
Okay, so we did order a couple of things here. I just kind of wanted to talk about it a little bit. Let's go ahead and start with the drinks. So we got this purple drink here. Why don't you kind of tell us a little bit about this drink? It's very interesting.
This is chicha morada, which Sandee has tried before. Sandee really liked it.
It's delicious.
It's made out of a purple corn that grows in Peru. It's funny because it looks like normal corn, but it's like deeply like that color purple.
It's like plum.
Yeah, and I don't know, it's sweet, it's tasty, it's natural. I like
All right,
it.
so let's start off the food review with the purple corn drink. Wow, it's quite pungent.
What do you think? Be honest.
I think it's very good. I'm trying to figure out exactly what it is reminiscent of. I know it's its own thing. It has like a certain spice to it. So it's the purple corn. Do you know, do they introduce like a nutmeg or something into it? I feel like that's what I'm tasting.
Well, it's slightly different depending where you get it. It's like a lot sweeter at some places not so sweet. So this is a little bit sweeter of a version, I would say. I don't know what's in anything I eat, whether it's American food, whether it's German food, whether it's Peruvian food. I don't know how to make anything, so I don't know the ingredients, but
it's very good though. I would say as far as a drink on a refreshing level, I like to have something I could drink really fast, which is probably not the healthiest way to go about things.
Okay.
I cannot do that with this. It's more of a sipper, but for what it is, I'm gonna go ahead and rate this a 6.8. I think that it's a little bit on the spice side, which I do appreciate. I would say I probably would prefer more like a fruit punch, but it is very good. It's very good. How do you rate it? Because you've had different kinds of the same drink. Would you say this is on par with like some of the best purple corn drink you've had?
The thing is, like, nothing is gonna beat if someone knows how to make it. And like, I grew up with my tia making like all of these dishes that we're gonna try for me. I haven't found a place that's as good as what.
So we're going up versus Tia right now. So versus Tia, is Tia winning so far in the purple drink?
Yes.
Okay, so far one for Tia. And then a few other things. They did bring us out a little appetizer. We do have some of the food here already, and I'll let you kind of go over what we got. But instead of chips and salsa, they just bring out bread. Is there anything unique to the bread that they bring out, or is this just traditional white bread?
If I'm being honest, I've never had bread at a Peruvian restaurant.
Okay.
So this may just be bread. I don't know. I can't say for certain.
Let's try it out. It pretty much tastes like a Hawaiian roll. I would say it's not as soft necessarily. It's almost as if a Hawaiian roll and some pan got together and said, how would we taste if we had little bread babies? That's kind of what I would say it is. But I do like it. I'm not going to put any butter on it right this moment, but I would say it's a 10. You know, in regards to bread, I don't really know how to judge it, but I do like it. I can see myself eating a lot of it. So I'm going to give it to them. The bread is really good.
Just so you guys know, I do have like a little stomach bug going on, so I'm probably not going to try everything that the boys try, but I will tell you, I did try out the bread. I cut it in half and I smeared some butter on it, and it is definitely 10 out of 10. It's delicious. I can't wait for Chris to describe what we got because it all looks delicious.
So I figured we'd start with the proper appetizer, which is Popeo Cina, which this is one of my favorite things. I get it every time I ever get Peruvian food. Again, my tia made this a lot growing up with everything she grew in her backyard. But
so what exactly is it? Because it's giving off very deviled egg vibes to me, but I don't think it is.
That's not worlds apart. I mean, I literally just call it cheesy potatoes because that's kind of what it is.
Okay.
Sandee tried this. I think Sandee liked it.
I love it.
Cheesy potato sounds delicious.
Yeah, I mean, it's the perfect appetizer, I think.
The yellow stuff I'm seeing is cheese.
Yeah.
Okay, I was hoping it was cheese. And then what are these? It's like almost little fruits on top of it.
Little olives.
Oh, okay.
Olives, egg.
Not an olive person necessarily.
Don't get an olive.
But I'm going to go ahead and just start off with the cheesy potato portion of
There's
it.
definitely spices in there, though. Just not spicy, but spices.
Okay, Chris is saying it might have a little spice to it. Let's try it out. I don't know why, but I wasn't expecting ice cold when I started eating it. Is it traditionally served cold?
I've had it warm more than cold, but it is served cold sometimes.
I was going to say it was a little bit shocking when I tasted it and it wasn't hot necessarily. However, the cheese is very good. I would say it's pretty close to like a nacho cheese. I can tell that it's not from a can necessarily. It does have a couple extra spices in it. As far as the potato, it's cooked very beautifully. I think the texture is perfect. Let me try a little bit of the egg. I know it's kind of hard to mess up an egg, but let me try it.
I am used to it warm though, and I gotta say I prefer it warm.
I think that I would prefer it warm if I had the option. I don't know if they even give you that option here, but let's try the egg yolk. Let's see how they make egg yolk in Peru. Tastes just like an egg yolk. So is this like the most common appetizer per se? Is this a very popular appetizer in Peru?
It's definitely a popular one. I don't know if the most common, but it's popular for sure.
I'm gonna try one more bite. Again, I think the only thing for me, and I almost wish you told me that it was traditionally eaten cold because then I wouldn't have necessarily so much of a judgment against it. But I do believe it would taste better warmed up. But it's not bad. Not bad at all. Let me get one more bite and then I'll give a little grade on it.
And we're in agreement on the warmth for the record.
I would say I'm at a 7.2 on this. It's very good. If it was warmed up, it would easily get 1 to 2 more points.
Yeah.
Because potatoes and cheese are like 2 of my favorite things to eat together, especially. Aside from mac and steak, this is very good. I do like this.
Hey.
As far as it goes with you, we're going to do the... Well, I don't think it's fair versus Tia. I think everything that your Tia makes is probably going to be better, right?
Yes.
As far as the world versus Tia here, how would you say that rates as far as Peruvian food that you've had outside of your aunt's cooking?
If I'm being really honest, I'd give it probably a 5, 6.
Ooh, 5.6 or 5 or a 6?
5 or 6 out of 10.
Okay, so like a 5.5 is fair.
Yeah.
All right, so that gets a 5.5. The next thing, I would like to try this. What is this going to be called?
That's causa. It's another potato dish. I don't know if you know, but potatoes come from Peru. A lot of our dishes have potato rather than like tortilla, which is really common with Mexican food.
Okay.
This is layered potato. Sometimes you can put chicken in the middle. Sometimes you can put tuna fish in the middle. This might be tuna fish, and I apologize because I don't think I asked.
I'm not the biggest hater on it, so I am willing to try it.
Yeah.
I'm not going to get too much of it. But let's go ahead and try out this potato tuna situation.
Strange. What do you think?
There's quite a bit of ingredients there that I don't like. I think it has either mayonnaise or mustard. I really am not liking the tuna necessarily, if I'm being honest here.
That's fair.
It's a weird texture combination. I'm a big texture guy, so if I feel a little crunch in my food, it turns me off immediately. And not knowing what that crunch is that I'm getting is throwing me off. I don't know if it's onion.
I'm pretty sure it's onion.
So I was hoping it wasn't onion. It is onion, but overall, it isn't horrible by any means. I would say I don't want my biases to make me negative towards this dish. I would say it did have a good flavor to it in general. In a grand scale, this is like a 6.5 or so. That's where I'm going to be with it.
I think you would have definitely preferred the chicken version, and I wish I would have asked in advance. I just said causa. I didn't really think about it. But chicken would have been more your speed.
And I will say the drink might be going up in points.
Really?
I was able just to chug quite a bit of that.
Hey.
I don't know if the tuna with onion motivated it, but I like the drink. Sandee is going to try the tuna potato.
I'm hoping I don't get too much of the onion unless it's all up in there. I love the texture of the potatoes off the bat. It's limey. Again, like I said, I like the potato. I like the mixture of the tuna and the potato. I'm going to rate this a 7.5. I actually really dig it. I love it.
Wow, that's good.
I might have to eat the rest of that.
Let's see what we got next.
So this was something that was requested a lot in the comments on the video that I made with Sandee of her trying Peruvian food.
Okay.
A lot of people were upset that I didn't have her try this because it's a very popular dish in Peru. It's called chaufa. It's like a mixture of like Asian cuisine and Peruvian cuisine.
I'm getting very much like Chinese fried rice, chicken chow mein situation when I look at this.
Absolutely. And you know, it's funny because some of the best Peruvian food I've ever had legitimately is in Peru because they make everything slightly different. And it's not a thing you would think of when you think of Peru as good Chinese food, but that's something that they have done incredibly well. And it's just a really popular dish. So hopefully you like it.
Is there different kinds of meats in here? Because I feel like I just picked out and it looks like a very dark brown
It has
meat.
pollo y carne, so meat and chicken.
This is the carne.
Yeah, that looks like the carne.
Okay, so let me go in on a little bit of the carne and rice, and then I'll try a little bit of the pollo.
Chaufa de pollo y carne.
I recently got a root canal on the right side of my mouth, so I'm having to chew very specifically on the left side. I'm sorry. Shout out to Gum Health. No, it's okay. The rice is exceptionally good, so I know that that's going to be awesome right off the bat with the chicken, but I do want to try the chicken alone. Let's see what it tastes like.
Viva Peru, contigo Peru.
Is that like the national anthem?
No, it's just a popular song.
That's really good. I would say the rice is cooked perfectly. It has a nice fluffiness to it. It doesn't overly clump together, which I think is kind of common. The carne, beautiful.
Yeah.
The nice texture. The chicken, nice and moist, because I think drying out chicken is extremely easy to do.
Yes.
They did not do that here.
I'm so happy you like
I give this an 8.4.
Hey, let's go.
All right, so you have had this before.
Pretty good.
Obviously, Tia makes it. What are your thoughts on the rice, the chicken, the beef, everything going on right here?
It is very good. I agree. It's delicious. I'm normally used to like a little bit more intense of a flavor. This is a little bit more simple of a flavor. Still very good, but I like a real kick you in the face with flavor kind of thing. So
And when, like, as far as flavor goes, is there a heat element to it? Is there a sweet element to it? Like, what are we missing
I'm
here?
not sure if it's like a spice or if it's just soy sauce. I'm truthfully not sure, but there's something there that's just a little light.
Should we smear some cheese all over it?
That's always the solution.
That could be good. I mean, hey, why not a little bit of cheesy potato in the mix? Actually, I think I'm going to do that. Why not?
Try it.
So what would you grade this?
7's fair. It's really solid. It's a good dish.
All right, I'm going in on a combo. I'm doing a little bit of cheesy potato rice. That is good. I would recommend the combo for sure.
It works in there?
Oh, yeah. I mean, what doesn't go with cheese? Maybe chocolate. They did leave a couple of sauces with this. Are you familiar with these sauces?
Truthfully, no. When Thea made it, there were no extra sauces.
I'm just going to try a little bit of this green sauce. I think this is definitely a spicy one because right away I could feel it.
Then I'm gonna like it. I shouldn't have it because of GERD reasons, but I'm good.
Ah, dude.
I love it. It's spicy.
It's good.
It's for real spicy, but it's good.
Hey, you got me going in for thirds. But we do have one more dish, and then Sandee is going to go over what she got.
I'm dying with spice right now. When done well, this is maybe my favorite dish on the face of the earth. Lomo saltado, meat, usually on a bed of French fries. Again, potato, gotta be in every dish.
Very good with the description. Meat on a bed of French fries. Sounds like a t-shirt design almost. I like it.
I'm dying from the green sauce, but it was delicious.
It's pretty spicy, dude.
It's fighting
I
the
was
GERD.
shocked by how much you actually went in on.
It's so good.
I wanted to almost stop you, but I also wanted to see your reaction. I wanted to see what kind of spice you can handle.
Do you know what sucks is I love spicy food so much. I literally had hot sauce in my backpack in high school at all times. Of all the things I can't have, like spicy foods to not be able to eat is very depressing for me.
It's hot. It's not overly hot, but it has a definitive nice kick that immediately hits the front of the palate. It doesn't wait until it gets into your throat or anything like that to announce itself. It's just right away aggressive, which I appreciate. I don't think there's going to be a surprise later on down the line.
No.
I think it's just all up front, and I do like that.
It's not like Hot Ones where it builds.
So I think what I'm going to do is I'm not a huge onion fan, and I don't want to discredit the dish in its entirety because I don't like onions.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go ahead and get some rice, get a little bit of tomato here, and then I'm going to top it off with some meat. So a nice little combo of 80% of what's on this dish.
Yeah.
Extremely delicious. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some of this stuff all over my carne. Bad idea, probably. You can see here I just caked
That's
it
a
all
good
over.
amount.
It's a solid amount. This is a generous amount of this green sauce. Immediately regret it. Immediately regret it. Ooh. More purple stuff. Anytime I have something in my mouth that I want to relieve myself of, this is delicious.
So it's perfect.
You can drink a lot more of it depending on the circumstance. It's hot, but I'm okay. You know what? For what that is, it's very simple. You could probably find this at any home in Peru. This is probably a very common dish, right?
Yeah.
I'm going to give this an 8.8. 8.8. Oh, and you put a French fry in
Bet
yours.
you're like, oh, you gotta get a French fry.
Wow.
You know
What
what's
am I
funny?
doing?
Because in Peruvian food, there's French fries with a lot of the dishes, but it's not just a Peruvian food. I'm also half German, as you know, Jared. And in a lot of German dishes, same thing. You got French fries in a lot of the dishes. Even in like fine dining establishments, you'll get like French fries with your like fine steak or whatever.
Do we have Peru to thank for French fries because they are the main importer of potatoes?
Listen, I mean, that's where potatoes come from. You gotta.
Okay, so I think we have tried all of the dishes that you ordered. Very delicious. I really am excited about this green sauce. I'm kind of glad I didn't break it out earlier just because it is so hot and I probably would have had too much of it. As far as what was my favorite of the mix, I'm going to go with the rice, pollo, and the carne mix. This is probably a very close second to me, but I do think that this dish right here is going to take the cake. And I might not have even rated it the highest. I think I gave this a little bit more of a generous rating just based off the simplicity of it, but that was incredibly good. I would love to have that again. I can't wait to eat some more of it. As far as the appetizers go, obviously, I think I'm going to go with the potatoes and cheese. Very good. I would love to see what it would be like warmed up. I would imagine it's much better.
Yes, absolutely.
And the purple drink got better over time. The more I ate, the more I wanted more purple drink.
Okay.
So the refreshing factor is definitely there. Overall experience-wise, though, I am going to give this a 10. I had an amazing time trying this stuff out with you. Thank you so much for educating us on some Peruvian dishes. And now Sandee got something which she is going to try and give us her rating on.
So I'm gonna go ahead and get the chicken onto my plate of, I did get a side of white rice. Keep it a little simple. Off the bat, it already looks really juicy because who likes dry chicken? No one.
And Sandee is a very big chicken snob. If I make chicken, I'm nervous that it's too dry and she's not gonna like it. So moist is a huge factor for her.
It's just nobody likes dry chicken, that's all. I already had some of the rice, so I already know that it's good. So let's see what this chicken tastes like.
People should almost put a poster on their window saying Sandee approved chicken, and I think that would drive business.
I'll have to say, it's a little dry.
Oh,
But-
no.
But just a little bit. But the taste, the seasoning or the marinade that they used is really good. I just feel like it's a little too dry for my liking. Maybe I should try another bite. We'll see. I don't know if it looks dry.
It looks like chicken. It's hard to tell based off sight. It doesn't have a glisten to the inside though, which I think is indicative of moisture.
Have I had chicken that was more dry? Yeah, duh. I think the chicken paired with the rice is a really good combination. I don't think you can really mess that up. I do feel like maybe having it with the French fries would have been kind of nice to give it the extra little crisp, but I'm gonna go ahead and rate this maybe like a 6.2. It's not like my favorite, but like I said, the flavoring of the chicken is so good. The marinade is really good. I don't know if it's like a common taste in Peru, but I dig it.
So not as moist as you would like, but the flavor overall is very good.
Yeah, Chris, did you want to taste it to see if it's the same?
I agree with Sandee, actually, that it is a little bit dry. Seasoning, pretty good, not far off.
A little different than what Tia would do.
I mean, again, same thing with a lot of dishes here where it's just the flavor's not coming out as much as I'm used to in these dishes.
The flavor is a little closeted.
It's like me in high school. Yeah, not bad.
So overall, Chris, based off of your experience with Peruvian food, what would you rate this restaurant in general as a whole?
As a whole, I'd give it a C.
A little lower than I thought.
Yeah.
I guess I would have to try some more Peruvian restaurants before I could really give it a overall grade.
What I'll say is if you enjoyed these dishes at all, let me find one, and I'm determined to find a really good one now. Let me take you then, and you will be blown away.
I will agree because I think the place that you got the food last time was better than this.
Yeah, I
mean,
think so.
It's really, really good food. So with that restaurant that we tried last time, was that something that was like to you closest to like the most authentic type of food?
Closer than here.
I would agree with you. We're gonna continue eating this delicious food. Make sure to check out Chris's YouTube channel because he's got incredible videos out there. And also, Chris, thank you so much for introducing us to this delicious Peruvian food. I know my favorite was a causa. Mwah. So, so good. Let us know in the comments which of these dishes look delicious to you and you'd want to try out. And on that note, we'll see you guys next time. Bye.
Contigo, Peru.